Hello friends, this is Viru Vikas Kumar Srivastav and today's topic is about scalar and vector. So here we are going to learn properly how to decide scalar and vector quantities. Which one is scalar, which one is vector quantity. Okay, so let's start here. So basically we have 7 types of fundamental quantities. So mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, amount of substance, luminous intensity, or I can say intensity of light. So these 7 are known as fundamental quantities, and all other remaining quantities are derived quantities. So what is fundamental quantity and what is derived quantity? Like I can give you example, suppose we have to prepare biryani. So we need rice, tomato, onion, and these all things. Okay, so these all separate things became fundamental quantities and biryani became derived quantity. For example, in physics, in science, speed is nothing but distance by time. So distance is nothing but length. So length became fundamental quantity. Already length is fundamental quantity and time is also fundamental quantity. So derived quantities are the quantities made up from fundamental quantities. So similarly, we have 7 fundamental units also. Mass, unit of mass is kg, unit of length is meter. I am saying SI units. Unit of mass is kg, unit of mass is unit of length is meter, unit of time is second, temperature Kelvin, electric current ampere, amount of substance. Here this is amount of substance. Amount of substance is not mass. Amount of substance is mole. I mean, this is different quantity, don't be confused with the mass. So amount of substance has the unit mole. And the last one is luminous intensity or intensity of light. We say candela. Candela is the unit for the 7th one. Okay, so we have 7 fundamental quantities. All other quantities, they all are made up from these 7. So like example is speed. So now our topic is how shall we discuss how to understand which quantity is scalar and which quantity is vector quantity. So first of all of them, I am putting star mark here, all of them, they all are scalar quantity. If they all are scalar quantity, and I am saying that all quantities are made up from these 7 quantities, then if they all are scalar, then how can we say quantities made up from scalar will be vector quantity? So our topic is to understand scalar and vector. Okay, so I kept this star mark here because electric current is of 2 types, DC and AC. So DC does not follow vector sum and AC follows vector sum. So a DC current I can say this is scalar quantity and AC current I can say it's vector quantity. So don't be confused. Electric current means DC means scalar quantity, AC means vector quantity. Okay, let's start our main discussion regarding scalar and vector. Okay, where is duster? Okay, fine, let's start. So scalar quantity is the quantities only having magnitude. Vector quantities are having magnitude as well as direction also. This everyone knows, but still they are being confused how to, if I'll give you 2 quantities, like if I'll give you force and if I'll give you pressure. If I'll give you force and pressure, you can give like force is scalar quantity, vector quantities, pressure is scalar quantity. But there must be feel, right? Feel means how to feel that force is vector quantity and pressure is scalar quantity. Because you know scalar means only magnitude, vector means magnitude plus direction. So take one example. Suppose we have to open the gate. Suppose this white board is the gate. If I'll push here, this will open towards inside. This gate will open towards inside if I'll push here. Okay. So if I'll say, for example, if I'll say apply 5 Pascal pressure here on the gate, I will say apply 5 Pascal pressure on the gate, then only you can open the gate. Then 2 boys, one will apply 5 Pascal from this side, this guy will be able to open the gate. One guy will apply 5 Pascal from the inside towards outside. That guy will not be able to open the gate. Means what? Direction is coming into picture. Means what? There must be some other quantity which we have to define because of direction. No doubt this gate is going to be open because of pressure. But that new quantity which is coming into picture because of direction, that is nothing but force. So if I will say force, then I will complete my sentence. You just don't apply 5 Pascal pressure. You apply 5 Pascal pressure in a specific direction. And that direction will be like this. So the concept is, I can take one more example. Suppose time. Everybody, all are knowing time is scalar quantity. Suppose in this time it's 11 p.m. So if I'll change my direction, then time will not change, right? Still it will be 11 p.m. All of you are having different directions. Seeing the time, okay, 11 p.m. All the students will be having 11 p.m., 11 p.m., 11 p.m. But all will be having different directions, watches in different hands. So direction is not affecting the time. Similarly, we can say, think about temperature. Temperature, suppose one basic example, go to kitchen, whatever the current situation of your stove is, either towards east, towards west, okay, you prepare coffee or tea. Suppose you are taking 5 minutes. If you will change the direction of your stove, will it take more time or less time? No. Again, direction has no effect on temperature. So this is how we can think. And one more thing, we can't discuss like this on every vector quantity. So we have some basic tools to understand. First, you go through some basic vector quantities like velocity, displacement, force, few basic quantities, velocity, displacement, force, acceleration. So if you will be okay with 4, 5, 6, 7 basic quantities, the new quantity you can guess this is scalar or vector. You know what? If you have some scalar quantities, take an example of distance, take an example of distance and time. Distance is also, I'm not talking about displacement, they both are different. Distance and time. Distance is also scalar, time is also scalar. If I will divide distance by time, I will get one more scalar quantity. So you see the formula, speed is equal to distance by time. In distance by time I have two quantities, scalar and scalar. So scalar and scalar quantities will always be giving you scalar quantities. But what about vector quantities? Suppose I have a vector quantity, take an example of velocity. So velocity is vector because it has displacement by time in the formula. So displacement actually vector quantity. So because of displacement, this velocity is being vector quantity. If you will change this displacement by distance, then this velocity will be speed. So actually left hand side is our derived quantity, and this derived quantity will be scalar or vector. It depends. Here we are using what? If we are using everything as a scalar quantity, then no doubt this side also we are having scalar quantity. But if we are using one, this side right side we are using one vector quantity, only one vector quantity, then no doubt that left side will also be vector quantity. Now one thing, what will happen if I am using more than one vector quantity here? For example, work is nothing but, simply people can define work is nothing but force into displacement. Do you think it's correct? Work is equal to force into displacement. Do you think it's correct? Displacement, they both are vector quantity. This is also vector quantity, displacement is also vector quantity. So do you think saying force into displacement is enough to define work? This is vector quantity, this is vector quantity, but this is coming scalar quantity. Why? So from here new concept is coming. If you have more than two vector quantities in your formula in right hand side, then you have to think little bit more the sign between them. I mean, they are being multiplied. If two vectors are being multiplied, then concept is two vectors can be multiplied in two ways, dot product and cross product. Now what is dot product, what is cross product? Suppose you are having vector 1 and vector 2. If you will take dot product, in that case your answer will come scalar quantity. Means what? Force and displacement, they both are being multiplied and giving you work. Work we know this is scalar quantity. It means in between them we have vector product and we have a product between two vector quantities, and that product is actually dot product. So next one is cross product. Okay, so cross product will give you vector quantity, any vector quantity. You can have a lot of examples. So now dot product between two vectors will give you a new scalar quantity. Similarly, cross product between two vectors will give you a new vector quantity. Got it? So now I hope, so actually we have two ways to look at the quantity. If quantity is very small and very known quantity, so by mugging up, by memorizing them, you can easily guess, okay, this is vector quantity, this is scalar quantity. And if you have a lengthy big quantity, unknown quantity, like if I'll say magnetic field, electric field, so in that case, you have to see the formula. So go to the magnetic field formula, proper formula. Go to the formula of magnetic field, see there. They are using one vector quantity or more than one vector quantity. If they are using more than one vector quantity, then you have to see they are using cross product or dot product. If they are using dot product between the quantities, it means answer is scalar. If they are using cross product, it means answer is vector quantity. Okay, so I think it's enough. You can have many books for the list, full list. You can see these quantities are vector quantity, these quantities are scalar quantity. So concept is this much only. Okay, thank you guys.